Today I am going to discuss about the topic cost of capital. As you all know that the sources of finance from which a firm can raise money can be debt, or it may be equity shares or preference shares, or maybe retained earnings. So the capital used by a firm may be in the form of either debt, preference capital, retained earning, or maybe equity shares. So whenever a firm raises fund from each of these source of finance, then there is an expectation of each of the investor attached with it. And this expectation of investor can be termed as the minimum required rate of return expected by an investor. Let us suppose a firm raises rupees 1 lakh from debt at 10% interest rate, then this 10% will be considered as the cost of capital or the minimum rate of return expected by the investor. So the cost of capital of a firm is the minimum rate of return expected by an investor. It is the weighted average cost of various sources of finance being used by the firm. So if we are going to average the cost of capital of each of the source of finance, that is debt, equity, preference shares and the retained earning, then this will give us the weighted average cost of capital of a firm. Now I am going to discuss with you the significance of cost of capital. The concept of cost of capital is very important in the financial management. It plays a crucial role in both capital budgeting as well as decision related to planning of capital structure. So on the line of this, let us discuss the first significance of cost of capital. That is, the cost of capital is treated as an acceptance criteria in capital budgeting. Capital budgeting decisions can be made by considering the cost of capital, which means that while considering about the each and every capital budgeting decision, we have to take into consideration about the cost of capital. For example, a firm has invested rupees 50,000, which can also be termed as the capital outlay, and the expected return from this investment is rupees 10,000 in first year, rupees 20,000 in second year and rupees 30,000 in third year. So before making any capital budgeting decision, we need to discount all of the future earnings with respect to the cost of capital. So we need to calculate the present value of outflows and the present value of inflows. So if the present value of expected returns from investment is greater than or equal to the cost of investment, then the project may be accepted. Otherwise, the project will be rejected, which means that after discounting each of the future cash flows with respect to an appropriate cost of capital, which I am supposing as 10%, and if I am going to discount each of the cash flows, that is 10,000, 20,000 and 30,000 respectively, and I am going to calculate the present value of inflows, then applying the formula of time value of money, then by using the present value table, the present value of inflows will be 48,140. While comparing the present value of inflows with the present value of outflows, which is 50,000, we can easily see that the present value of outflows is more than the present value of inflows. So if the present value of inflows is less than the present value of outflows, we are going to reject the project. Hence, the concept of cost of capital is very useful in capital budgeting decisions. Now, the second significance of cost of capital is that the cost of capital is treated as a determinant of capital mix in capital structure decisions. As you know that the capital structure is a proper mix of debt and equity, and the optimum mix of debt and equity, that is the optimum ratio of debt and equity, is termed as the optimum capital structure. So while designing an optimum capital structure, the management has to keep in mind the objective of maximizing the value of firm and minimizing the cost of capital. So measurement of the cost of capital from various sources is very essential in planning the capital structure of any firm. The third significance of cost of capital is that the cost of capital is treated as a basis for evaluating the financial performance. So according to this significance of cost of capital, the concept of cost of capital can be used to evaluate the financial performance of the top management. And the last significance of cost of capital is that the cost of capital is treated as a basis for taking other financial decisions. According to this, the cost of capital is also used in making other financial decisions such as dividend policy, capitalization of profits, making the right issue, and working capital decisions. So from all of these significance, you can easily see that the cost of capital concept can be used as a basis for evaluating the performance of a firm, and it further helps management in taking so many other financial decisions. Thank you.